So tell me about your background. So you grew up, before this you were saying you grew up kind of in Youngstown area.
Yeah, so I grew up in Youngstown, on the south side of Youngstown, till I was about like 15 years old. I lived over there on Avondale on the south side, and moved here when I was a sophomore in high school. After my freshman year of high school that summer, came over to Sharon, and been here ever since.
How was that shift from Youngstown to Sharon? What was that like?
For it to be so like close, like 20, 30 minutes, it seemed like for me as a kid at the time, it was like, like I was moving on a different coast.
Like a life changing.
Yeah. Like, so it was big for me. The environment I was in Youngstown wasn't a good one. Just the people I was hanging around and the neighborhood I lived in and stuff like that, the influence it had on me in school. As a freshman, I just wasn't, going to class doing work. I give you that example. Like, the one time I went into class and I was like, I don't feel like doing work, and I just put my head down, and even sometimes I would like skip class and I wouldn't get in trouble for it with no consequences. Even if I didn't go to school, if I can figure out a way to not let my mom find out, I would do it.
Yeah.
So like when I came over to Sharon, it was like, I look around in the classroom and everybody's doing work, and I'm like, oh, I got to start doing work in here. And even with like being late or missing a day, they're coming to your house to check. Hey, why are you in school? Yeah, why aren't you in school? Why are you late? Stuff like that. So it was what I needed. I needed for me at the time. So it helped me out a long way. So
yeah, I mean that's huge, that accountability. Even at that age, even I was trying to skip school and stuff too, so I definitely get it. That's a big transition. So you moved over as a sophomore, and then I'm assuming you were kind of involved in sports beforehand, and then obviously you're known for your performance at Sharon High School. I mean, we got 405 receiving yards, 104 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns just in your senior year of football with Sharon. So. That's a pretty impressive record. So,
I think that was my junior year. I think that was my junior year. I think I had 6. I had 11, but somehow it says 6. The guy that did my highlight tape, he only recorded the stats that was like the games he had.
Okay.
So I think I had like 11 my junior year, and I had like maybe like it was like 400 or 500 passing yards, like receiving yards. In my senior year, I took a step forward when I had to step up. We graduated some guys.
Sure.
And I think I had like 5 interceptions. Like I think I had like 622 receiving, a couple hundred rushing. It was good. Over in Youngstown, I played like little league football.
Sure.
And some middle school. And then my freshman year, I didn't play football at all. Like I told you, when I was over there, it was like bad. I stopped playing sports.
Yeah.
Like class was getting there. So when I came over here and got back at it at sports, they really helped me out. The sports really helped me out, and the people I was around really helped me out.
Had a pretty good impact, get you involved on the team, and I mean you're all state, all region football, all district too.
Yeah, all district football and basketball. My senior year of both.
So if you had to pick one, what was kind of your sport? Was it football or was it basketball? What was kind of like your thing?
Football was my sport. Football was my sport. Like I played basketball because I was athletic. I was a little faster than everybody. But football was my sport. Like at the time in high school, I was like, I'm gonna probably play somewhere in football.
Yeah.
After high school with football. But throughout the years, it's funny. Like coaching basketball was the one I just stuck with. Like I learned more about it throughout the years, and got better at coaching, and it really just stuck with me. So football was my sport. Like I want to coach football and do all this. And then basketball just made its way to me, and I got better at coaching it and being around the game, just learning so much. So, but yeah, I would say football was, was definitely my sport.
That's pretty cool. So, okay, like you said, you had the potential to play somewhere else, and we spoke before this, and you were kind of pulled it together once you moved to Sharon, started paying attention in school, got involved in all these sports. But you kind of made the choice once you graduated to just go straight to the workforce. So what was kind of the jobs that led you up till now? Like, where'd you start at, and where'd you,
Coaching always, so my first year I helped out with like 8th grade or 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always like, I seen the influence that I can have on, like young kids and stuff like that. I seen the influence there. But working wise, it was like, my first job was the dive-in delivery driver, which was a fun job, delivering candy and getting all the candy I could eat, which was very good. And then, after that, I just, worked with, like home health and other different jobs. I had a lot of jobs throughout the years. And then I found my way, being a BHT right now, where I work with a client in school and out and at home. with helping him. You know, he has some behavior issues, and I just try to help him get on the right track. So it kind of reminds me of myself. He's just a little younger, but remind me of myself when I was at one point in my life where I needed somebody to help me out and guide me. So that's where I'm at. And I could say, like, you know, coaching every year is just like you're going to be put in different situations.
Sure.
It's never the same thing every year, and that kind of helped me with, you know, where I'm at with work or just out in life. It just always helped me out with everything.
Sure, yeah. I'll be honest, for a lot of people, coaches are kind of like the first outside role model, outside like their parents that they have.
Yeah.
It's like, how does my coach interact with people? How does he treat people? How does he, what kind of man is my coach, woman is my coach? They're always that first influence. So yeah, you're right. Is that kind of what led you into this behavioral health thing? Is, your personal experience with, your background growing up, White Town, moving to Sharon, some of the bad habits, some of the good habits, trying to be that next generation kind of leader for these young men and women. Does that kind of lead you there? Or?
Yeah, I would say it kind of led me there. Also with like some of my coaches that I've had stayed on me, always on me about grades or behavior or how I act, stuff like that. Just being respectable, stuff like that. I can say I didn't really see myself working in a workforce with kids. I just thought it would be coaching and I would find something. But the more and more I coach, people are just like, man, you need to find something with some kids. You're a good influence on kids. However you do it, you need to find it. And people just reached out to me about working with them and working for the company, or I would be a good ad for them to add to their company and stuff like that. So it kind of just full circle just worked its way around. And like I always try to be somebody for the kids that I needed when I was growing up. So whether if it's tough love or just some talks, I try to help them out, and I try to be somebody that I think I needed, at that time.
Sure.
And it's not always me being nice to them. Sometimes it's gonna be some tough love, I gotta let them know. Just because I don't want them to ever come back and look at me and be like, Coach Lou failed me. And no, I want to prepare them for whatever they're going to go through in life, whatever that may be.
That's huge. That's a huge role. That's a big responsibility to take on too. I mean, that's no joke. But man, that's super, super respectable. So what's that day look like working with behavioral health? What do you guys go over? Their academics, you go over there at home, you talk through emotional stuff. What's that kind of look like whenever you're working? So I don't think that's an experience. Like, I don't have that experience. I think that's a pretty unique role that takes, that takes a big person to be like, I got to take this on.
It definitely takes some patience. When I first started with him in school, my client, it was rough getting through the days. I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
But as long as the days kept going on in the weeks and months, he's gotten used to me. I've gotten used to him. He knows what I expect. And like I said, he's in second grade, so I have to be patient no matter what,
Yeah.
But from the first day of school till now is a big jump. Like, I'm so proud of him. And I hear from all the teachers and all the other kids and people in the school, like, man, you're patient. He's come a long way. So that kind of makes me proud. But it's getting to work, and I don't know when I get to work, how is he going to be? He might have attitude.
Yeah.
He might be good to go. He might be in awesome mood. So he's a second grader, He might not want to get out of bed.
Ninja Turtles might have had a bad episode. He's taking it out on you, yeah.
So you just don't know. So it just, I just come prepared. I always, throughout the last 2 months, I was like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to have a good day. So that's how I kind of prepare myself going in. Like, I'm going to have a good day. And I even let him know that. Like, if you're having a bad day, you ain't going to stop me from having a good day. And I think he kind of just like, okay, I can't mess with him if I do act up. So I think he's learning, and he came a long way. The kid I work with, and I think he's starting to stack some good days up. So I think he's kind of taking from me a little bit.
That's awesome. So, that's a good way to think about it. I like that. I'm gonna steal that from you.
Yeah.
So how long are you with this individual? Do you mainly just focus on second grade? Are you gonna follow him for a few years, or is this like, how's that kind of work?
So it would depend on how long. I don't know how it works at my job, but I'm thinking that some type of insurance pays.
Okay.
For our services.
Mm-hmm.
So it would depend on, they would go and say, okay, is this even working? Is this even working? Okay, we need to cut down on his hours because he's doing better, or we need to cut down on his hours because he's doing worse, and we're just paying you guys. So performance a little bit, and then the insurance company don't want to really pay anyway.
Sure.
But or for a long period of time. So all I know is as long as he's doing good now, but as long as they need me with him, I'm gonna be with him. So
that's awesome. Are you pushing him into sports at all? He's trying to push him to like kind of check it out.
Yeah, a little bit. He's more into video games and building stuff and art. He can draw. He can
really?
Draw and color some things at a young age better than I could in second grade. So I kind of let him fill it out. I don't think he's going to be, unless he changes a lot. I don't think he's going to be ever like really into sports like that. But of course, I'm trying to push him there a little bit. But I can see a little bit. I'm like,
get him outside the yard running some drills.
Something like that. I don't think he's going to be. But he's a very smart kid to be, the grade he is. And I think his will be, more of, he'll figure it out along the way, but I think his will more be in the art, stuff like that.
It's a transferable skill. I mean, you can do a lot with that. Even on the work side, even for him, you can grow up. There's a lot of jobs out there for good artists. I mean, that's pretty cool. So that's kind of your workflow. We talked about your sports, kind of your background. So, sure you got some free time. What does, you're talking about coaching. You spend a lot of time coaching. What else are you kind of involved in that's kind of community-based that you work towards?
So I'm, a lot of the time, like I said, a lot of my day is working, coaching, whether it's at the school or, just dealing with trying to help kids out. But so my program, varsity through elementary school, we run different programs, basketball leagues, little hoopers for our kids. And I also just got on the committee for the Gus Macker 3-on-3. So we're going to bring that back this summer in July. And I'm thinking that's going to be a great turnout.
So for people that don't know what the Gus Macker is, can you kind of give like a quick rundown?
So it's a 3-on-3 tournament. It's age-based. And I guess what's also cool about it is like Gus Macker, when you sign up, they ask you like some questions. So it's like how many years have you played, some other questions. So they kind of put you in a division. So, some people can't say like, oh, I played basketball for 0 years and they've really been playing for 5 and then they want to be in a weaker division. So when you ask these questions, they try to put you in a division with your skill set, which, the talent level kind of. And so they'll do that. We have a lot of sponsors. We're going to try to have food trucks out there.
Oh, that's cool.
They'll have security. We'll have referees, at each court. We're trying to get the younger kids more active and some older ages active too. They're doing a good job. It's a lot more. We got another meeting in January to really get things together, but it'll be good. It'll be some gear out there, some shirts and stuff like that, basketballs. It'll be a lot going on. It'll be a big thing for Bill Park and the community.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Is there a prize? Is this like a fundraiser or is this just something fun for the community?
That's what I want to say. It's just something fun for the community.
That's cool.
Something in the summer that kids can look forward to being in every summer. Like I said, there'll be food, vendors there with clothes or whatever they want to sell. It'll just be something for people to get out and watch. Watch some basketball, watch the kids, grandkids, or friends, whoever, and compete, have some fun. I don't think it's too much about money. I think it's just more, giving the community something fun to do. And what better place to have it than Bill Park? That's going to be awesome.
It's a beautiful facility. Yeah. What's kind of the age range? Is it like 8 to? Just anybody.
I think that's something that we're still trying to figure out.
Okay.
I know it's going to start at at least 8 to 18.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure about the ages after that. I did see something like maybe like a 35 plus, and that could change. It could vary.
Yeah.
But I think they want to see how many people sign up, and break it down like that. Because I would imagine if you got 4 or 5 or even 2 teams of a 35 plus, you might not even want to, So I think most of it will be the 18 and under. I think that'll be big crowd at good competition, and it'll be fun. It'll be competitive, I'm sure, but for the most part, it'll be fun. Something for the kids to do in the summer. Something they can look forward to doing in the summer. Because I don't know too many things in the summer. I remember Small Ships Review when I was growing up, stuff like that in the summer that I would look forward to. And hopefully this can be one of the things that, Gus Macker
an annual basketball, that'd be awesome. Great. Even, I'll be honest, my summers, I spend almost all my summers at the golf course. That's my thing. That's my thing. I picked it up like 2 years ago. 3 years ago now, but I picked up golf and I was like, oh, this is it.
I'm trying to learn how to golf. I went golfing maybe 3 times this summer. I would say I've gotten better every time, so we might have to go golfing.
Yeah, we're going to. It's a rough start. It's hard to get going. It's real hard whenever and every time you hit the ball, it just slices into the woods.
I have a hard time just hitting the ball. So if I hit the ball, I'm good. So I just gotta learn it. It's something, like you said, hard to pick up. But how you like it?
Golf?
Yeah, golf.
Oh, it's my favorite thing in the world. I love it. If I can take meetings out on the golf course, I'll do it every time. No, I get out there, the one thing, and I talked about it with Colton Hoffman, who we talked about earlier. I didn't realize until I looked it up. Mercer County's rated top 10 places to golf in the country because we have so many courses here.
Yeah.
So it's one of my favorite things to do, especially, I got to work all day. It's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I'm tired. Just to drive out on the golf course, hit some golf balls, kind of hang out with somebody. I mean, it's my all-time favorite thing. It's always manicured, so it's beautiful, beautiful landscape, sunset, and I just love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That is my go-to thing.
So what's some other things that you guys are looking to do and get involved with in the community?
Yeah, so our big thing, we've really been focused around trying to help young adults find career opportunities. There's a lot of really good jobs in Mercer County that people just don't know about. I mean, I grew up in Greenville, and until I really started with Penn-Northwest, I didn't know about 85% of these jobs.
Yeah.
So on my end, I'm I got to share this knowledge with all the kids I can find. Let them know that, being near family is a big motivator for people. But one of the cons is people don't think, I can get a good job here. And so my goal is to flip that, be able to meet kids at their level and say, hey, look, here's what I can do for you. So that's always going to stay goal number one. But another big goal of ours is to really ingrain young adults into the community. So I was like you, I played sports, I didn't pay attention real well in high school, but I played sports, I was real active and stuff. Never really got into community stuff. Always, sports were kind of as close as I got to that.
Yeah.
Not that I thought it was uncool, I just had cooler stuff I wanted to do. And then, I graduated, got involved in this job, started getting involved in the community stuff, and I love it. I love it. There's something about being able to take part of the community and having your fingerprints on it. I went out and I did that. Just like you, helping kids, this behavioral health stuff or coaching students, being able to say I helped that kid be who he is today.
Yeah.
You can do that community-wide. Getting involved on these boards, these committees, these volunteer groups, and they're all hurting for young people. All of them. They'll take just about anybody.
Yeah.
They value young adults. They value their opinion. So trying to help this next generation, these kids getting out of college, getting out of these trade schools that are interested in giving back to their community. So we're doing some cool stuff in May, end of April, or beginning of May. We got to pick a date here. We're going to do a nonprofit speed dating night.
Okay.
So you want to get plugged into the community, you're thinking about maybe volunteering a couple hours a month or whatever. We'll have as many nonprofits as we can fill into a room, and you kind of just show up. They've got 5 questions, you got 5 questions, and you kind of match yourself up with an organization that hey, I wouldn't mind, I like to do Meals on Wheels. That's one of my favorites. So hey, I don't have a ton of time, but I can donate 2 hours a month to kind of drop off meals for kids. And that starts at you're 22 dropping off meals, now you're sitting on the board, now you're doing the X, Y. So that's kind of a big goal for us.
Now that's sweet, because I always hear, even me and my friends, we talk about a lot of people have a lot of things to say, but they don't want to get involved in anything. So that's definitely one thing, that's one thing to start that be good. People always say, why does this company do this, or this company doesn't do this? And sometimes they don't know, and they don't know that they can get involved and help out, so that's one of the things. So I definitely appreciate what you guys are doing, trying to, get more people involved and let people know things out there, because like I said, I sit back and it's a lot of things that people just, they don't know that they can get involved with it, or they could work there, or this job's hiring. They only go with, oh, my friend works here, I'm about to work there, and stuff like that. But I like what you guys are doing, because that definitely, people need to know, hey, you can get out here and do this. They need help, instead of criticizing that company or criticizing whoever. You can go help and see, try to help them out and see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, definitely.
Yeah. Something even the Salvation Army, it's, getting involved and helping them, even ring the bell. It sounds ridiculous, and you're like, it's just 1 hour of my night, but that's huge for them. Like getting 5 volunteers, that's 5 hours they don't have to. That raises money for them to go help families get fed, go put clothes on people's backs. So,
right.
And we're all, I like to consider myself still relatively young. We're all.
I'm always gonna say I'm young.
we're young. We got a little bit of energy, a little bit of time. And I don't know, it's cool. It's also kind of cool meeting peers that are, kind of on the same wavelength. Like, hey, community, this next generation is important. What can we do to help them? Or, hey, I saw when I was a kid, these are some of the weak spots that were in this community. Let's go fill those with ourselves. Let's go put ourselves out there and let's fix it ourselves. So that's always a passion of mine. I think a lot of people are on the same wavelength. They just don't know how to get involved.
Yeah.
I think that's always a big thing. There's a lot of stuff even now I'm figuring out. Like, I didn't know I could do that. So I want to, our goal is to kind of be that catalyst for this next generation.
Yeah. So if you guys ever need, some volunteers, Sharon Basketball always help. We'll always help with my guys. We'll always do something. We're always looking to get involved in the community with my guys, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, anything you guys need help with or need some bodies or something like that. My guys are always willing to help out.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Do you think these kids enjoy it? I keep calling them kids. It's just like these young men enjoy it.
I think as they get older and they mature a little bit, and as a freshman, I don't think they really know what they're doing. They're just like, oh, why am I out here? Maybe. And I think as a junior and senior, when I always tell my guys with basketball, I'm like, hey, them little 5th and 4th graders think you're like LeBron James, So when they realize that, like, these kids look up to me, like they think like for instance, one of our guys, Mr. Ham, he's like 6'4", 6'5". I'm like, you know how big you look to them little 4th graders, so you gotta know how you watch what you say, watch how you act around them guys. Them guys are watching you, and to them, you are LeBron James, or you are somebody like that. They go to school and they're playing football and basketball. They're like, I'm Mr. Ham and I'm Derek Douglas, and that's So I think once they get to that junior senior level and they realize like, hey, these kids are looking up to me.
Sure.
I think that's when they realize it's a big impact of helping and volunteering in the community.
And they set the tone. Like, you're right. I didn't even think about that. But even like a junior high kid watching, like I had some buddies that were seniors when I was in junior high. And those guys, those seniors, they were it, man.
Yeah.
They were like the cool guys on campus.
Yeah,
so seeing them, like seeing your mentors getting out there and like, even if it's breaking rocks or mowing the yard or whatever it is, helping their community, seeing them do it, you're like, okay, that's cool. They do it, so it's cool for me to do it too. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. And like I remember when it first hit me when I was a senior, and I actually ended up coaching this kid, Frankie Schaefer. He's like in med school up in Erie. He's a great kid, but I was walking through the hallways one day. He's like, hey Lewis, my birthday party's tonight at like 6. Could you come up? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I'll come up to your birthday party. And I'm just thinking, like, it's a birthday party.
Yeah.
And when I get there, his dad, like, was outside. His dad's like, man, you're about to make my son's, like, whole day by coming to this birthday party. Since he got home, he's like, Lewis Brown's coming to my birthday party. And that's when I realized, I'm like, I got a bigger impact on people than I thought. And I still give him stuff to this day about that. How he was so excited for me to go to his birthday party. But I try to tell my guys that all the time, like these younger guys look up to you.
It's true.
So even now, if you're a junior or senior and it's a freshman, 8th grader, they're looking up to you and they're watching what you do.
Yeah. So. No, you're dead on. Yeah, we'd love to have the basketball players come get involved in some stuff, trying to do some stuff to just get them into the community, get them, this. I would say the one thing that shocked me most about this area is how friendly all these people that you thought weren't friendly are.
Yeah,
I rolled into this job. We've got almost 200 members that are all business leaders and all these guys that you're just like, whoa. Yeah. And rolling in and they're like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Bill. And you're like, oh. You're like, oh, hey, Mr. Smith. Like, it's good to meet you. And they're like, well, we don't do that. It's Bill. What do you need? What can we do? Like, that was cool for me. I was like, okay, this community actually cares. And that was kind of a disconnect for me as a kid, was that I didn't know this community cared about this community. I always felt like a little disassociated with it. So, we'll have to get the kids involved. That's cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know the football coach, I know the baseball coach, whatever you guys need, we'll help out. But, that is something like, even when I started coaching at the school, I thought, like, these people, if I go ask these people for a donation to our program and they're like, hey, we're more than welcome to help you guys out. What you need,
Yeah.
or you know, they're super friendly and they'll help you out with not only that, but just anything that you need. You need some, you know, some information on some stuff or whatever the case may be. If they most people in the community will help you out.
Yeah,
you know, so,
absolutely. Yeah, they'll figure out a way. It's pretty cool.
Or they'll know somebody that'll help you out.
Yeah.
Like they'll figure out. Like so, that is one thing about the community. Like you said, they're friendly and they're willing to help.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, you know, I appreciate you coming on here with us today. It was great kind of meeting you, getting to hear your backstory. It's a pretty cool story. We had a lot of people that are kind of born and raised here. To see someone that's like not from here move into the community and kind of take it on as their own. That's a real cool story. I like that a lot.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was great. We'll have to have you back sometime.
Yeah, let me know anytime. Like I said, it's like you said, it's moving here changed my life. So even though it's 20 minutes from where I grew up, just the environment and just the people around, it changed me and how I act and behaved, and you know, so
yeah,
that just 20 minutes away, you know,
yeah.
so it helped me out, and now you know I'm at where I'm at right now, and I like where I'm going, and I like where I'm at. So yeah, thank you guys for having me.